Hello, welcome to Walking with Jesus Ministries International. I am Paul Walker. I'd like to thank God for waking me up this morning and thank you for watching. There's a whole lot of things going on today. Starting late with this video again, I have to update the time. I'm in the process of moving. A lot of things going on. But I want to share some things with you, so I want to make sure not to forget you. Let's see. Romans 14:12 says, "So, then every one of us shall give account of himself to God." Imagine how that's going to go for the people in charge of messing everything up with the fire over in Los Angeles and California. They're going to have to actually tell God, yeah, I hired someone just based on their color. Unlike what Martin Luther King Jr. said, that's what I base things on. And they're completely worthless, except for the fact that they checked the little box. I didn't want to hire anybody who actually had the skills to do what they needed to, because then people might call me a racist and I'm a coward. So that's what I did. I hired somebody to check the box. What a waste of time. That would be a terrible conversation. See what Megyn Kelly says.
As if all of this is not enough, it turns out that in recent years, LA's fire chief has made not filling the fire hydrants top priority, but diversity. Diversity,
of course,
is at least among the top priorities for the department.
Perfect position to start and to prioritize that work environment, especially from the diversity, equity, and inclusion side.
Prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion at the fire department.
Raleigh says the key to fix.
Okay, especially you want to talk about getting somebody who's a teacher or who's I don't know, a crossing guard or whatever. You know, go with your DEI, whatever. But we're talking about saving people's lives. I mean, there've already been a whole lot of people that are dead because of this fire, and that's all on the Democrats in charge. You don't hire diversity, delusion, exclusion, and incompetence, DEI. You don't do that for life-saving positions, for your fire department, for your police, for your surgeons, for your airplane pilots. You have to get the best, and that's what America was founded on. You want this woke BS? Go to some communist country. And that's what they do. They hire whoever they want, their family or whatever. Has nothing to do with skills, which is why those countries always go right off the edge of the cliff.
That is having more diversity on the department, which is why they offer girls' camps and outreach.
It's going to make us a stronger team so we can ultimately serve the community in a better capacity.
It's not going to make you a better team. It's going to get people killed. Look at those girls. These girls can't even hold the freaking fire hose.
Which is why they offer girls' camps and outreach.
It's going to make us a stronger team so we can ultimately serve the community in a better capacity.
Focusing on DEI in the fire department literally makes the fire department weaker, physically weaker.
What are the challenges of being a woman?
Size. I would say that was probably my biggest hurdle. This equipment isn't built for someone that's 5'4" and 100 and maybe 30 pounds soaking wet some days.
5'4" and 130 pounds soaking wet. Well, don't worry about the soaking wet because there's no water in California to soak you wet. But you want
to seriously, how ridiculous is that? They're hiring somebody who cannot perform the job. You have to lift big people out of buildings that are on fire. That's your job. If you can't do that, you don't deserve to be hired. No matter what color you are, what gender you are, whatever. If you're a little woman, you're not strong enough to lift a 250-pound guy and bring him out of the building. And I mean, especially with all the diabetes going on, with everybody so fat, you can't do it. You can't do it. I was a nurse before, and I was on the bariatric unit, and we had the people who were like 500-600 pounds that come in and they get a Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, and they're in bed. They need to be turned because they just had surgery, and these women, they can't do it. It was like 6 women, and so everybody on the floor had to go help with this. Unless they got me, then it was like 2 women on one side and me on the other. But they can't lift them by themselves. You can't lift a 250-pound or 500-pound guy, crawl down a ladder and save his life. So you can't do your job. That's why people are dying.
Want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more.
No! I want someone who can save my ass from an emergency or a fire or gunshot. I don't care if they freaking look like me. Are you retarded? How stupid are you? How incredibly weak and you have no depth. You want somebody that looks like you? So somebody who doesn't look like you comes to save you because you're getting your set on fire or you're getting shot, you're not going to accept their help? Okay, I'll wait for that to happen. Said nobody ever. Like, really. We want people who can do the job they're hired to do, especially when it becomes saving lives. I don't care what my surgeon looks like, if he's very good at what he does, or she. It doesn't matter. It matters what they can do, if they can do their job well.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. What gives me ease is knowing that somebody can do the job and can do it well. Not some DEI hire. That would scare the crap out of me. Because I know they have no idea what they're doing. It's called lowering the standards to the absolute lowest level so we can get more people of different genders and colors. No, how about this? Whoever's the best gets the job. That seems simple to me. These people are doing this, and people are dying, and they're going to stand in front of God and explain why they did what they did.
Knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place.
You couldn't carry my husband out of the fire. Well, your husband was in the wrong place. Do we say that to rape victims? I mean, do we say that to people who were killed by school shooters? No, they shouldn't have gone to school today. It's their fault. What the hell is wrong with these people? Like, I'm sorry, there's no excuse for this. This is what the DEI is. And is anybody of that persuasion, that group, it's making them look bad. How would you get the best in there? And then if they happen to be, a minority or whatever, great. If they happen to not be a white man, I'll say it like that. If they happen to not be a white man and they're awesome, I'd be very excited. But this, you're forcing idiots who are supposedly representing whatever group they're in, and you're killing people. And this is making people of those individual box checks look bad. The Democrats don't care about you at all. They want all of the publicity and power for themselves.
Couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
It's weaponized back to the grievance of Trump, everyone else.
5% of the firefighters are women. Okay. Who cares? Who cares? Does that mean 5% of women are strong enough to carry the fire hose and carry a big fat guy down the ladder? Maybe. But I think probably four of that 5% is DEI hires. There are women who can do these jobs, and it's amazing, but not that one.
There's immediacy and lies travel the proverbial world, and it's hard to get the facts out there unless you have the backing of those facts, and you can communicate them soberly. And so that's what we're trying to achieve.
It's important to me that everything we do.
So Gavin Newsom was just talking about we don't have the facts out there right. We have to make sure we get the right facts out there. The only fact that matters, you're in charge. The entire bottom half of California is on fire, and nothing was prepared, despite thousands of warnings. That's the only fact that matters. All the little things about how it started, where it started, all this stuff, that doesn't matter. You're in charge, you effed up, and now people are dead. Congratulations.
It's important to me that everything we do, it's with an equity lens.
Everything we do is based on equity.
And social justice and making.
And social justice. Like Kamala said, they didn't want, we shouldn't save the white people. We have to focus on the brown people first. I think it was in North Carolina for one of the issues they were having there. FEMA said not to go to Trump voters. Like, what is wrong with these people? No, you want the first person you find if you're able to, and if you're not able to, you shouldn't be there in the first place.
Sure that we right the wrongs that we've done in the past from an infrastructure perspective, and that we involve the community in that process. And this utility is serious about it, is authentic about it, and so I'm just super excited to be part of that movement.
Tweeted this. 1 year ago, Los Angeles experienced record-setting rains, yet the reservoirs above Pacific Palisades are completely empty.
Huh. I thought it was a dry season. I thought that the only reason that it is caught fire was because of climate change. So they spend, I think, 72 billion or 42 billion, something like that, to make this aquifer, to hold all the water that comes down from all the mountains. So they'll have water for all the fires that have always happened in California. This is nothing new. 2014, they proposed Proposition 1, authorizing the new reservoirs, and spent billions and billions of dollars. A decade later, it's not working. There's a crack in it. And there's been a crack for 10 years or something, and it's too many Democrats in charge over there, so nobody wants, I guess, somebody else in charge to give it to their friend. They want to give it to their friends, so nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. There are no Republicans stopping any of this. This is all super majority Democrats who are causing this. This is what the Democrats do for you. It's all about them. They're living in nice places. Their house is all fireproofed. Firefighters went to their places first. What about you? That's not
In
fair.
2014, California passed Proposition 1, authorizing building new reservoirs for water retention, and a decade later, none of them have been built.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a different one. They haven't built any in 10 years. You know what? People need to be fired. People need to be prosecuted. This is beyond incompetence. This is straight up evil. And people need to go to jail for this stuff.
This is someone's fault. So California voters passed Proposition 1, which authorized billions of dollars to build new reservoirs for water retention for the exact purpose of capturing as much water during moments of heavy or record rain, and a decade later, nothing's happened. I mean, at this point, we're talking a near criminal level of mismanagement of funds. How many multi-billion-dollar promises does Gavin Newsom have under his belt that have gone essentially nowhere? Whether it's his $20+ billion allocated to solving the homelessness crisis, or the multi-billion-dollar plan to build high-speed rail that Gavin Newsom again has been talking about since back in 2008, and now this, another voter-approved, taxpayer-funded infrastructure project that the state desperately needs, and 10 years later, Nothing has been built. That is insane. They're just not capturing the water. Look at the reservoir. This is the actual reservoir reported by the LA Times, totally empty during times of wildfire. And it's not because water isn't there, it's because they're not capturing it.
So as of yesterday afternoon, the LA Times was reporting that at least 5 people have died.
5 people have died. All of this DEI is causing death now. It's not just stupid, it's deadly. And there's going to be a lot more because the fires are still going. Glenn Beck talks about a couple other things in here that are very good. You guys definitely want to hear this. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think is going on? Do you think that they're actually going to learn? Do you think that they realize what they're doing is killing people, and they are going to go before God one time, and they are going to have to explain themselves, provided they accept Jesus and they get into heaven in the first place, which is a little iffy on some of them, I'm sure. Let's see what
The fires raging across Los Angeles. Officials believe that the actual numbers are much higher than that. Thousands of homes have been destroyed. There is zero containment at this point.
Zero containment. Nothing. They have achieved nothing. All Democrats in charge, so they could get through whatever they need to save people, but they took money out of the fire department, and like the preparedness, and they spent it on DEI. They have, I think, $100 million in fire trucks in what's called the boneyard, where dead, government vehicles go to die, and they're not being used. No, it's 100 fire trucks. So it's not 100. Well, maybe that's 100 million. I don't know. It's something like that, and they're not using them. And even if they had them, it wouldn't matter because they don't have any water. And of course, if they had water, that wouldn't matter either because they don't have people who know how to fight fires. That's kind of important for firefighters. You think?
Over 130,000 people are under evacuation orders. The freeways are parking lots. It's absolutely out of control.
130,000 people evacuating under evacuation orders. If you've ever been to LA on the 405 or the 105, you know it's a parking lot anyway. I could not imagine being stuck on those roads right now. I mean, you run out of gas. Oh, no, they don't have gas cars. I was thinking you would run out of gas. And you'd need to get AAA to bring you some because you sit on the highway for too long. But the cars don't have gas. They have electricity if Governor Bozo allows you to use electricity.
There are questions that need to be answered. Why does this keep happening in California? And why do the people of California keep putting up with it? All wake up. Yeah. The story from the Daily Mail reads, quote, Governor Gavin Newsom's infuriating reaction after being asked why fire hydrants ran out of water during the LA fires.
Let me guess. It's not his fault.
Now, the fire hydrants ran dry. Right as firefighters were going to try to contain the breakout. Now, this sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it happened. And what was Governor Newsom's response? I'm going to read the quote and try not to lose your breakfast when you hear it. Quote, well, local folks are going to have to try to figure that out. That's going to be determined by local authorities. Wait a minute, hang on just a second. So the guy who holds the highest political office in California, who is constantly meddling in every single person's personal life, who loves big government, more than comfortable with the phrase, trust us, we're the government, we know better, we're here to help. The rubber meets the road. He's been doing all the deals with water, and he has the balls to look at the camera and go, what do you want from me? You know, it's those guys. You talk to your local person. I have nothing to do with it. No.
As far as governance,
they can't ever accept responsibility for anything. That's why nothing ever gets better. If you don't accept responsibility, you can't fix anything. They promise a lot, but they never do anything.
Is concerned because the mayor of Los Angeles, well, the video on this really speaks for itself.
This is the saddest video of somebody I have ever seen. I have no idea what this... She's the mayor of Los Angeles. She was in Ghana because she's the mayor of Los Angeles, which makes no sense. When they said that the, of course, the dry brush and whatever, and the winds were picking up big time, the Santa Ana winds, which happen every year. At the same time, I heard, I can't verify it, but I heard that Biden picked her because she was the only one of that, those specific boxes that checked to send to Ghana and Africa. Whatever, she's useless here, so who gives a shit? But this is, like, this woman, okay, if something happened, some huge emergency, you would at least, even if you didn't know, you would at least say, you know what, we got people on that, I'm going to a meeting tonight, we're going to talk about exactly what our plan is to go forward. Listen, this is classic. This is just what DEI, unless you have something to read, this is just what DEI teaches.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
She cut the fire department budget by $17 million and then transferred that money over to DEI training. So they would get people that look like the people they might be saving. Because you don't want to be saved by somebody who doesn't look like you. You got to make us all individuals. There shouldn't be somebody else like me. Even a twin is a little bit different. But seriously.
Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
What's going on here? What's happening?
Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them?
Oh my God. Like, no, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. Like, she's putting herself in a different mind, a different state of mind. Like she's not really there. Well, I mean, there's nothing up there. But she didn't even look and say, I just got back. I'm going to a briefing on it now. I wish all the families, I want to help us get through this. We're going to do everything we can. I'm going to talk to this list of people who, in charge of this and charge of that. No, she said nothing until later that night. She got a script and read word for word exactly what it said. Oh, and she says, and if you're having any type of emergency, make sure to go to URL. And then she continued, go to URL? What does that mean? That means one of her idiot staff forgot to put in what the URL is. So she just she did a Biden. Repeat phrase. This is some of the saddest stuff. It's amazing that it's all happening right now. Right when all this stuff is happening at the same time. I'm going to cut it short today. I have a whole lot of things going on. I'm hopefully going to get something out on Friday. Yeah, on Friday. I'm in the process of moving, like I said. I thank everybody for watching. I thank you all. I thank you for your comments. I know you commented. Did you? But I think you did. I thank you for that. I love the comments. I love responding to them. I do that all individually. Our ministry is slowly growing, and we could always use your help. Thank you very much. God bless you, and we'll talk next time.